It's by the working man for the working man. Tubbs, how we feeling?
Terrible, dude.
Terrible?
I need rehab.
Chip, how are you?
I'm just a little bit better than him.
Dude, you look like a guy who would show up to an intervention and be like, I used to be a fucking crackhead.
Yeah. Like I would be the,
You know what I mean?
the slightly after. Picture.
You look good though.
Thank you.
I think it's the perfectly coiffed hair.
I've been feeling good about my hair recently. Like I never have, and I'm like, well, I get a Rick job, and then it's just
Rick jobbed up too.
I'm telling you, you know what the trick to my hair is. This is what it is. I finally gave up, and it's like, I just always wear a baseball hat.
Yeah.
And you just keep hat hair on all the time, and then you just slick it back a little bit. Boom, done.
Well, and then Rick was a guy. I used to get my hair cut. I used to get my hair cut by this dude Amir that I was boys with. I used to sell him weed, and he cut my hair. And then I didn't know that barbers, they know which way to sweep your hair. Did you know that was a thing?
Like which way to part it?
Like which way to part it.
Yeah.
I would just always go whatever.
The natural flow.
Yeah, he was like, dude, that's why you look retarded.
You're doing it the other way.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I remember I was in 8th grade and I was like trying to be, you're trying to be different, trying to be cool. And I was like, I forget who had it that was like cool, but like I parted my hair in the middle.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to be that
Were you bowl cut it up?
Kind of, yeah. It was kind of bowl. I went from mullet to bowl, and then I like parted it in the middle, and I just looked like
with the mullet.
Doofus, yeah.
Bowl in the front, mullet in the back.
No. Mullet done, and then the bowl, and then but I just tried to go in the middle.
See, I never had. Did you ever have a bowl?
Yeah, dude. Like 6th, 7th grade, I had like the bowl on the head.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Our buddy's sister. My two buddies, they had a sister would cut our hair, but she would do our bowl cut. She would just hold it all up and shave it around. We basically had the lesbian haircut. Early.
Yeah, I had a couple sweet Jufros, but I can't wait to get my haircut Thursday. This is the worst, like in the middle.
Yeah,
I look more Jewish than ever. Like
you do,
yeah.
You look Jewish.
I look like I own. I look very powerful with like my watch on. Like if I'm in a suit and shit like that,
Dude,
I look
you were
like
with
I'm
Joey
somebody.
Merlino last night.
So it's funny. I must have looked powerful with my Rolex on and my pinky ring and shit last night. And he came up and he was like, he just said hello. I was able to get like backdoored into a bar that was closed.
Pause.
The girl in our office works there and he like hangs in there. So she's like, yo, he's here.
Oh, we go saloon?
Yeah. She was like, he's here. And as long as he's here, we ain't closing. Yeah. So she was like, yo, come by. We went out. One of the sales reps from Webb took us out and shit like that. And then he bailed on us. So we're like, fuck, what do we do? She was like, yo, come back to the saloon. So we went back there and I was like, I just said hi to him and shit like that. And I was like, dude, racketeering. You ever tried drain clearing, right, brother? You know what I mean? But yeah, he was, fucking.
Look at you with the fucking Joey. He's been writing. Somebody's been writing. You think he's down. You're not out, though. Look at you.
Dude, I feel, I threw up last night. I haven't thrown up in a long time.
Really?
But I was taking a lot of shots and shit.
Did you throw up at the saloon? Or
not home. I mean, I would throw up in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been the greatest.
But dude, I didn't even carry a gun with me today because I would have used it on myself on the way here. Like I am fucking hurting, man. This was a tough one. But dude, I was doing so good and even like losing a couple pounds and shit like that. And I'm going to Belize next week. I'm done teaching school and shit. I was like shaping up for this Belize trip. But then I go on like 4 or 5 day benders, dude.
You have to.
And it's like, dude, I can't.
You're a business owner. You're stressed out.
I can't cheat with the fucking Ozempic and shit. I couldn't do that. But it's like, dude,
you hear that, Rob Cruz?
Dude, what happened to like good old fashioned chicken Caesar salad wraps, cocaine, and Newport 100s to lose weight, bro?
Brother,
you know what I mean? Like that's how they've been doing it for years, bro. Yeah. Now you're just needle on your stomachs, you weirdos.
Below Ozempic. Yeah.
Have you ever, I don't know. Well, that's what Rob did it, and Rob only had like 30 pounds to lose. It's not like Rob was like disgusting.
And you find a lap, like that's all.
Yeah, like dude, just walk around the neighborhood, man.
He doesn't. He doesn't look bad. With some people, they're like faces sink in and shit.
Well, there's chicks
when they get Ozempic up.
They look gaunt, right?
Yeah,
they look like ill.
Yeah,
like you get nothing's worse than a chick who, or like not even a chick, a person who loses too much weight, and you're like, your head was built for 40 more pounds.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You look like Lego head,
and then you look older too. Like it's like you have that, like you look like a Cabbage Patch Kid, but you look young. Yeah, and then, but yeah, it's. Oh, sorry, buddy. No, I'm getting that.
God damn it,
see,
Tubbs.
he's in a. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
He's gonna hate you.
I'm sorry, Tubbs.
I'm all over the joint.
Glad I didn't do that with Joey Merlino in the room.
Dude, because my grandmom and my mom always say, all the women in my family are always like, they love when a chick loses too much weight and gets wrinkly. They're like, we tell you got to pick your face or your ass. Yeah, that's like my aunt's excuse for being fat. She's like, I picked my ass.
Yeah, I just said
I picked my face. I need to stay cute.
Is there another one over there? Did they steal my lighters finally?
No, there's
what do you mean they?
Whoever was here.
Not even Drew.
Yeah. I had a little clicker and everything.
Right there.
Nah, this one don't work, cocksuckers. Sorry, I'll just have to wait. I'll go get one for my truck later.
What can you do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I was about to say, I haven't seen you in a while. Last time I saw you was at Danny's show.
Dude, that was awesome.
We did a show at his kickboxing gym. Was fun as shit.
No way.
And you know
who was on it?
Me. It was all the dudes who record podcasts.
Okay, yeah.
You know what was really cool, too?
Don't not bend that, dude.
I'm not. I invited my cousins that live in Bridesburg, and it was in Bridesburg.
Yeah.
So it's like when you invite people to a show and you tell them how funny it's going to be, you really hope it's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was funny as shit. Like, you guys all crushed. It was awesome. So it felt really good. I went back to their house afterwards, and they were like, yo, that was hilarious. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? So it was cool because you guys definitely put on.
Nothing's worse than bringing your... Dude, I had to... I was at Souljoel's, and we did an autism awareness... it was an autism benefit show. And like my mom was like, "Hey, I'm coming," and I could tell. I was like, I brought my mom to too many black comedy shows.
Yeah,
because the show started at Souljoel's at 7, and she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna leave at like 6:45." I was like, "No, this is regular."
Yeah.
You need to be there.
Yeah.
So they show up, and my cousin Billy and Mike are like animals. So they ended up, their friends bailed, so they brought my cousins Billy and Mike, and they showed up fully blacked out. There's like a kid that was on stage. He's very funny, but he had like a lisp. And I saw him like, I was looking from the side of my cousin Mike. He was like,
you don't like that.
I was like,
just
Mike,
like ready
please,
to pounce.
dude, please. Don't fuck. There's like 17 people there. It was fucking brutal.
It's like when you see your dog around a toddler, you're like, don't fight, don't.
Come on, man, please.
Yeah.
You have dogs?
Yeah, I got a little dog.
What are we dealing with?
He's like a little, like Shih Tzu Terrier kind of like. Yeah. He's a dog that like I used to not like little dogs. Like I was like a German Shepherd guy. Like I wanted, and then we got this little guy and he's like 20 pounds, but like he thinks he's
the cock diesel.
Like he is just like
he's got that underbite. I love when they got that fucking underbite. And like Shih Tzu's just like
they got that like stain, like they smoke Newports.
That's exactly. Yeah, he's got the brown stain. Smokes a little, but like he does the thing where like he will walk past a pit bull and just give it holy hell. Like and it's like. You're gonna get destroyed, but he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I respect that though.
Little dogs are tough guys.
I like a cocky little guy.
Yeah, I hate my fucking dogs.
You hate your?
Oh my god, yeah, because we got 2 Amish fucking inbred dogs.
I swear to God, I don't know any man with kids who loves his dogs. I don't know anybody.
Well,
every dude I know is like, please die.
Yeah, see, I love my dog so much, but and we don't have a kid, right? No, so yeah, that's it.
I love my old dog, and I think that's even a tough thing to get over.
Everybody
when you get new dogs, they're never as good.
Yeah, they don't.
You're like, damn, like I had this one dog for 10, 11 years. That was my man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You get these 2 other dogs, and everything they do just pisses you off.
That's what the favorite dog always dies young.
Yeah.
Because my parents have 2 German Shepherds, and Kaiser was the man. The dumb, like everybody's like German Shepherds are like the smartest. Like this dog was a fat retard, like the dumbest fucking dog, dumb as shit. He died, and then Cleo's like beautiful dog, smart, like vicious but very nice. Like you could tell she would just tear somebody's shit up.
Miss
And
Cleo
that
will
dog
help you
will
out.
live forever.
Yeah.
Remember that fucking lady, Miss Cleo will
Cleo.
help you out?
Miss Cleo, yeah, she
Remember the
was
fucking?
going
It was
down.
like info. She always had like them infomercials and shit.
Yeah.
She was like a
I
psychic.
remember. Dude, my
that
mom,
was late night.
My mom, she thinks that the dog listens to her more when she calls her Cleopatra. Like she's yelling at like a kid.
Like uses her
Cleopatra Foster.
uses her middle name. Yeah.
They don't get it. They don't talk English, bruh.
Yeah, ain't having it,
dude. It's we talked about it on one of our first episodes. It's so different now. Like everybody's dad used to just beat the shit out of the dogs
Used
in
to.
the house. You know what I mean?
Dude, my stepdad will still fucking jab the shit out of a dog.
Yeah,
and I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that chip.
Yeah.
Well, now, dude, the days of like knocking a motherfucker out in the supermarket are over, dog. There's cameras everywhere. You don't hit your dog in public. Don't knock nobody out. Don't fucking. You know what I mean? Those days are over.
I threatened a guy's Rottweiler, a pair of Lymans, like 2 weeks ago. I had my daughter in the fucking park. Dude, he's got like a 140-pound Rottweiler. Huge. He's like, he's nice. I'm like, he better be, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
we've seen this dog. Is this a guy who's always in their neighborhood with his dog off the leash and shit like that?
He's in like always, like he dresses like he's a Vietnam vet, but he's too young.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all them
dude,
fucking
a huge dog. Like I live in Port Richmond, dude. There's kids everywhere. Man, and a Rottweiler is it's a big fucking dog.
all them fucking hipsters, man, they'll dog shame you and shit like that too. Like if they see you doing some uncouth dog shit, they'll run up on you with their cameras.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate them. I
Now you're sounding like what's his name?
dude. Another dude, he's busting my balls about getting paid on a job. It's funny. The only people that burn contractors got 3 gay little letters behind their name. They always got a fucking a PhD in science or some shit like that. The neighborhood never burns you, bro. Nah. People from the neighborhood, hardworking people, never burn you. But these fucking know-it-all nerds, dude. This guy, even to the point where we're like, dude, we had to put the sink together, blah, blah. Who's like, oh, by the way, I assembled the sink myself. It's like, yeah. And you were so fucking bad at it that they had to take it apart and reassemble it, dickhead.
Yeah.
And dude. Mr. fucking Smarty Pants didn't know to disconnect this fucking hose from the frost free or what. He's like, I thought these never break. I said, you didn't disconnect the hose, Smarty Pants.
Yeah.
They
didn't teach you
breaks,
fucking, dickhead.
They didn't teach you how to fucking yell, jerk off.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is though there's like the signs that people get for like their tree or whatever, like on the sidewalk where it's
don't piss,
don't piss, like
your dog can't read, but you can.
You can, right? Those those are always subtle. I just love the handwritten ones. The handwritten ones are there because it's just like, you fucking cocksucker. I know it's you, Kevin.
There's like an erased swastika in the corner.
Exactly. It's just you can just picture her just smoking it and just like, fuck you.
I like that.
They're the best.
I love a good neighborhood beef. Oh my God. Do you beef with neighbors? I could see you being a sneaky psychopath, Chip.
Oh, I'm wild, I'm nice to everybody, but then like I will fuck.
Yeah.
With
I could see you going nuts. You remind me of like Christian Bale.
Yeah,
like
I do have that.
Where he spazzes and then there's two strands of hair. And he's like, damn, he lost it.
Every once in a while, like somebody will see me like lose it, like on an audience member, like make somebody cry or something. And it's like, oh my, like because they're just not used to that gear. But then it
I would love to see that.
It's ugly head every once in a while.
I'm always like, is Chip your actual name? Is that your government name?
Paul. My name. Yeah, I was I was a Chip off the old. I was a week old, and they gave me and I tried to get out of it. I tried
off the old block.
Chip off the old block, and then I couldn't. I haven't been able to.
I have a friend I grew up, we're friends again now, but we weren't friends during high school. I grew up, his name was Trip.
Okay.
Trip.
That's
Tripper. That's a wild name.
He's the third probably. He's like, is that?
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah. I think it's just heroin addict parents or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy can fucking do some grout though. Tile works nasty.
It's always funny you meet like an Asian dude named Mike, and you're like, yo, your fucking Asian parents did not name you Mike. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yo, I'm Chris. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah. I'll make lazy people. Dude, Danny, we got to fucking up the size of the, whatchamacallits. Yeah, font. Dude, am I retarded today? I'm not hungover, and I thought I was cooking.
Yeah.
Pookie's been butt fucking us, dude.
Yeah,
dude, my daughter's been, it's been brutal.
How old is she now?
15 months.
She like talking to stuff? I forget.
She yaps a bit. She'll say like, no, yeah, dad. Yeah. She's big into dad. No mom.
Well, yeah, dad's the easy one. Yeah. And it always makes us look good because they say dad first. You know what I mean?
What are you gonna do? My sister's over there watching her right now, and I'm like, please nothing happen. Because my sister's a moron. Love you, Chaley, but goddamn, she's dumb. And she's the non-autistic one.
Yeah.
But she's just lost in the sauce.
We actually had to we took Olivia to my mom's last night, and they were doing masks and shit. But it's so nice, for the most part, dude, to just leave the kids home now, man. And I'm telling you, it gets way better. Like, there's all these phases you go through and shit like that, but just by the end, you're like, man, look at these. The difference is now I have two ungrateful fucking roommates that don't clean up after themselves and shit like that. You know what I mean? And always got a fucking problem. If one of these kids tells me they're bored in Belize next week, I'm gonna fucking.
Dude, I used to whip out. You know, I taught my mom that saying. It's like a Weezer song. I think if you're bored, then you're boring. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
You just lay that on a kid. I'm like, you got no imagination, dude. You're retarded.
But yeah, I'm hyped, dude. So we'll miss. I won't miss any. So I'll be in Belize on my scheduled week off anyway. Yeah. And then
I'm flying back from Mississippi, so
well then
I get into
that's the Belize of the South, man.
Yeah. That's what they've been telling me.
Yeah,
that's Brett Favre.
Then what do we have? We have Easter, right? Are we doing one Easter Sunday?
We have to, dude.
Yeah, because to me Easter's a celebration. Like we got him, dude. He was doing all kinds of weird shit.
Not
the
funny,
Jews were like, yo, Pontius, I'll give you fucking some land if you go get this dude and make him chill out.
I thought it was the Wops. I thought the Romans got him.
Yeah, Pontius was the Wop, but the Pontius Pilate, right?
I'll fucking punch his ass if I ever see him.
But the Jews were the ones that put the whole thing together. They were like, yo, this guy's acting funny.
Scheming.
They were like, you got to get him for us.
Made it a nice sunny day, and then you fucking
hire somebody else. Hire somebody else to do the dirty work.
You're Catholic, right?
You know? No, I grew up Lutheran. God. I know. It was just like
I say it all the time, dude. What's the difference?
I still don't know Lutheran. I don't know.
It's Catholic light. Like I just, it's basically the same thing.
It's not the guys who played the banjos in the church, right? What is that one? You know what I'm talking about? The singers,
the banjos,
Quakers. Are they Quakers?
Maybe Quakers might do that, or like then there's like the new church, like the mega churches ones. They play like guitars.
Block church.
Yeah, like that's
what's up with Block Church, right? Do you know Block Church?
I don't know Block Church. No.
So I tested a backflow at one of them. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What kind of shits were they taking in there?
Yeah, so it's just the water, the backflow coming in. Some dude it wasn't backflow certified. They did all the plumbing in there, but they're popping them everywhere. They're buying up buildings. They just bought that big fucking synagogue up on like Varee Road too, bro. They bought
for real?
Yeah, like this huge synagogue, and I went in there and looked at the plumbing job.
Wait, what religion is it?
It's like
non-denomination Christianity.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't like it. I'll tell you that.
I know. Yeah, it's non-denomination. That's just like you're not telling us enough. Lutherans. We were the ones that it was just like Catholic, but we would like hold the venomous snakes. And like fuck around with
church.
No, just kidding. That'd be great though.
I was gonna say,
you see that? Like,
dude, they like make a bite them and shit like that.
I'd be very.
So many of those dudes die, or they just like lose fingers and like literally they'll have fingers with like a stub where like the bone is still showing like 10 years later. And like because I did this like
snakes are crazy.
Snakes are crazy, and these people like, and I thought that was a thing. You hear like, oh, the snake church, like it's thing. There's like 10 of them down south, and it's like just 5 dudes in a honky tonk just getting wasted, listening to rock music. But you should like,
they go
nuts.
They like lay on their sides and like run with their feet in circles and shit like that.
Have you guys noticed like religion's like making a comeback? Like, but it's becoming like, I don't know. It's like you know when like fitness guys are like, are you a fucking? I fucked my algorithm up so bad on Instagram. Like I love guys that are very. I like to feel smart. Yeah. So there's like, there's like a 19-year-old kid who's like, are you a fucking professional who makes 6 figures but struggling to lose that last 10 pounds?
Yeah.
And then somehow I've landed on like religious grifters.
Okay. Yeah.
You know those guys?
Yeah.
Like guys who want to be a successful rapper. They're like, this isn't happening, but it looks like Christianity's popping off, so I can just pivot and be like Will Smith, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. We should start a cult, is what I'm saying.
My algorithm started. I'm not on TikTok a whole lot, but like I started with it. Yeah, I here and I don't use it because it's like first it's like mental health and wellness, and like again it's like how to be your best self and like how to make more money and be more productive. And for whatever reason, and I know I had something to do with it. It's literally just videos of people finding out in the hospital that they murdered somebody drunk driving. That's all I got. That's all it is. That's just constant that. Yeah.
The hit rate on hot chicks for those videos is crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Latinas.
Yo,
they're very ornery too.
I follow like it's called like,
can I get the Acura back?
Yeah.
It's called like mugshot shouties, yo. I follow one thing. Yeah. Mugshot shouties, bro.
Yeah. Just put them together with some snake churches.
I'm friends. It's Peggy O'Leary's boyfriend's best friend from childhood runs that page.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
I'm like, what happened to him though?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, my algorithm's all over the place. They can't keep up with me, dude. I go. From 0 to 100.
If I ran your algorithm, I'd keep up.
You know, but
they can't figure you out.
Dude,
I guarantee you,
it's
tits and construction.
Lots of tits, lots of watches, lots of fishing. But like, I'm all over the place. Like I said, I watched somebody do horseshoes for like 2 days.
I know we have similar algorithms because every video you send me, I've seen.
Yeah.
You're a big watch guy?
Yeah,
like I don't know any. Like, what's your favorite? Like, what's a good? I mean, like Rolex obviously is like a good.
Yeah,
like, is there one that you really like? Because like I don't know anything about them.
So Rolex is like perfect because there's so many of them, right? Okay. When you get up to like APs and protection shit, it's like you're also talking 60 G's for a watch and shit like that.
Yeah.
So where like you can get a Rolex for 3,000-4,000.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have one that's a lot.
Real quick, we were going up to do Luis Gomez's podcast. We were going up to Gas Digital, and he was trying to set up a watch meeting to buy a Rolex. I'm like, you're the only guy going up to do rap in the morning and scheduling it around a Rolex buy.
It sucks we didn't have time, but they have this open market, like their Diamond District or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you can walk through there and you can get watches for 3 G's, you know what I mean? All the way up to whatever the fuck you want.
Are they like real? How do you know if they're real?
Well, so here's the thing. Real dealers aren't going to sell you fake shit.
Because then the rep's fucked.
Because then the rep's fucked, right?
I thought it was like getting a gun with a body on it.
Nah, there's what you have to watch and what you wouldn't know, like if you deal with shady dealers and shit. Like there's this one dude who was like in the mafia who's always all over the internet. His name's Gene something, and all he does is take pictures with dudes with his shirt off. He's so gay. Yeah, the dude is so fucking gay, and he's always.
I would fight that guy,
and he's always talking shit about Philly and stuff. Like the dude is just.
I hate that
he's just the worst. But he sells watches, and I was reading something. He'll sell you a watch, but they change the movements inside and shit. Yeah. So what it comes down to with a watch is the movement, right? Okay. So apparently, like the Grand Seiko has the greatest movement of all time.
Of the gears, right? Like
so it's all about the movement because real watches, you wind. They don't have batteries, right? Yeah. So the Grand Seiko is like the best movement there is, but I'm not over Pearl Harbor, so I'm not buying one. You know what I mean? Like the fucking Japanese watch.
You gotta take a stand, man.
Yeah, so
take a stand.
So Swiss watches are like second best.
Yeah.
And Swiss make all kinds of watches. I always say to people, like, dude, you can get like the Tissot's or what's the other one? There's another one that's
on watches.
There's another one that's like almost the same as Rolex movement. It's just the movement's different, but they make like the same. Like if you want an Explorer, if you want a Submariner or whatever. I don't know why the fuck I'm drawing a blank on the name, but
no, it wasn't Slav.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like you don't have to buy a Rolex to have a nice watch, basically. But then other ones they just get
Who's
too
the
much.
fucking whatchamacallit? Like Johnny Del Calo he likes watches.
Okay.
And Zoe's dad's such a fucking wig. It's like crazy. But he keeps buying watches, and every time he sends me a watch, I send it to Del Calo to have, and then they basically just text through me.
Yeah, like,
it's like
this one's a good one, this one,
like,
yeah.
This is very sick.
One of my
Tag Heuer?
Yeah, that's another one, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Is there a Shinola?
Huh?
Shinola? What the fuck is that?
But Tag Heuer's good. That's a Swiss watch.
I don't know shit.
I just I've been hunting this Explorer 1 down, right? So I want a Rolex Explorer 1. The one I have costs too much to fucking wear all the time. And it's like,
what this is called.
I still like, I'm a neighborhood kid, so I always feel like a target when I have it on. So if I go into certain places, I put it in my pocket. Like I take it off and put it in my pocket and shit like that. I really got like, I have like this drawer of just like Florida Jew gear that like, I got like my pinky ring in there. I got my watch. I got a gold plunger I wear on my chain and shit.
That's beautiful.
Like when opens it up like Morgan Freeman.
When I'm in Florida, I'm like a whole
just,
different guy, dude. I only like talk like this.
Are you taking anything to Belize, or are you keeping that?
No, I ain't bringing. Like, dude, even Tiffany. I won't even bring this. This is my grandfather's wedding ring. Tiffany bought a fake wedding ring to take to Belize that looks like hers. Yeah, I'm not bringing.
She bought a decoy?
Yeah, she bought a decoy.
That's for herself.
Yeah, but
that's a bad bitch.
Yeah, she's like, yo, we were like, yo, we're going to Belize, dude.
I knew you would like that video I sent you, the lady with the tits.
It's my wife. Yo, it's my fucking wife.
Have you ever met Tubbs before?
No, yeah,
we crossed paths a couple times. Yeah.
But dude, no. Speaking of watches, one of the first fist fight I ever got in at a comedy show was like
you got in multiple fist fights at comedy shows.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
I see. And we don't know each other that well, but I knew I loved you.
No, but the first time we were doing a show up, it was like Cotman Avenue, and this dude it was me and Johnny Good Times, this other guy Dan, who's up in New York now, and we were brand new, like 6 months in, and they were like, a friend of a friend was like, this old guy owns this huge sports bar up on Cotman Avenue. I forget what it was, like Jay Hogan's, something like that. It's something.
J.P. Whalen's or
something like that. Yeah, one of those. And it was this, and he's like, we're gonna have like 300 people there. It's gonna be wild.
Was it Nick's roast beef?
Yeah, it was Nick's roast beef. No, it was just, but it was this giant place, and they're like, we're giving you $300, and we're like, oh, that's the most money we've ever seen in comedy. And we booked Sudsy. You know Sudsy?
Yes.
Sudsy and Mike Clements, who was like a bus driver, this older guy, but like badass, like kind of Frank Sinatra, like these old guy. And they were there, and we're just bombing. We're literally performing in front of 9 screens showing the Flyers game on mute, and like nobody. So there's
Lindros is on.
Yeah, there's 4 people in the audience, 4 people, and then a dart league in the back. And Sudsy decides, he's closing, and he's like, I'm going to win these guys over, and starts fucking with the dart league, which they don't like. So the one guy comes up, starts mouthing off to him, and he's like up on a high stage.
Those are alcoholic golfers.
Yeah,
like true.
Like, why are you messing with the dart league? And he gets in his face, and the guy comes right up the foot of the stage, and the guy grabs Sudsy's leg. So Sudsy just kicks him in the chest, throws him back 10 feet, and 20 guys from the dart league just rush the stage. So we're just like, all right. And just the cool, calm and collected Mike Clements is this dude. He's always got the fancy watch, and he's just taking his watch off. And we had never heard this term before because we're kids, and he just goes,
it's like a black chick taking her hoops out.
Yeah, he was just like, watches off, boys. Watches off. And like, at first we didn't know what that meant because we're just like 22-year-olds. We're like, I don't know what this is. And he's like, watches off, boys. So we just took our watches off, and then just, it's like haymakers, and we're just
that was when I was gonna fuck that dude up at Parks. That's the first thing I did was put all my jewelry.
Yeah, you have to.
You know what I mean? I ain't losing a watch and shit. You know. But yeah, I want this Explorer so bad, and that's what I was trying to set up while we were there because they have that whole exchange.
Did you get beat up? Did you win?
It
ended.
We just
people got tired.
The funniest thing, we're in the middle of a melee, right? We're just like, and we're trying to pull each other off, but we're like throwing each other. And I had a friend who came to see the show. There's like always bad. He literally comes up to me. I have a guy in a headlock, and he just goes, hey, Chip, I got to go, but thanks so much for having me, and just ran out.
Great set.
And then the owner, I still got this guy in a headlock. The owner comes up to me. I'm literally wearing like an Oxford shirt, and he comes up, the owner, the old man, as I'm fighting, slips a folded check into my front pocket and goes, here, please take this and just take them out and never come back.
You signed this W-2?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, just I'll give you my social. Yeah. And then we actually left and then went down the street to this little bar just because we're like so amped up, and we're just having a drink, and a fight broke out at the table next to us and broke the table that we were on. We're like, all right, we're done for the night. Like, we're done.
Yeah. So I smell it on you.
I think how long ago was this?
Like 15 years ago.
So I think this might have been, but it's Tudor, by the way. Tudor's the watch I was trying to think of. But I think this might have been at
Shout out to the fucking chat, dude.
Was it at Cotman and Castor?
Yeah.
So
it's big place.
Big, huge place. So my first job, I was a bar back at that bar for $6 an hour.
No.
And my mom, after like 3 weekends, was like, yo, I'm not picking you up at 4 in the morning anymore.
No.
Common Ave.
Yeah.
Common and Cash. You would go in and the bar was here, and then there was like a room, and then there was like a wall.
It was called like PJ Wallens or something.
Yeah. And there was a wall, and then there was another big room behind.
What is it now, though?
It's like I don't know. It still has like the big marquee and shit like that.
It's right.
It's like I was my first job, and I remember it.
It's like a trampoline park where you can smoke.
Dude, that whole fucking Common Ave, like first time I ever got hit with a beer bottle outside of Hammerheads, Casper's.
Dude.
That whole fucking Common Ave's just that's the Bermuda Triangle of getting in bar fights.
That's childhood to me, right? Like that's where I grew up. That's all Frankfurt Avenue, Common Avenue, all that shit. Now it is fucking just like. I mean, I wouldn't hang in none of them fucking bars. Nah. Back in the day, it was like fair ones for anyone who needs one.
You could just get in a fight and be fine.
Yeah. And that happened a lot more. Because I feel like people just in the world in general, but in Philly too, like people know what comedy is now. Like when I started in like the early mid 2000s, there was no helium, there was no punchline, like there was no comedy around, so people didn't know how to act. And we're springing comedy on people where they're watching the Phillies game and they turn it off and they're like, all right, comedy out. Like
you're basically raping someone's date night.
Oh, exactly. And then like we get knives pulled on us. We get like me, Rainey, and like Pat Kelly.
Did you ever go to? Were you like a comedy cabaret guy?
Yeah, that's where I started. Yeah.
Because that's why I think the one guy you just said, Sudsy, I think.
Sudsy, yeah.
Like I didn't know him. I knew the name because that's where I started, a comedy cabaret.
Okay, yeah.
And there would just be hook. It was the Motel 6 right next to
the Roller Palace.
The Palace.
The Palace, yeah. It was the Ramada there for a little bit.
I remember going there and then being like, this is it. First guy I met was John Kenzel and Dan Madden. I was like, these guys are both theater acts.
Yeah, these guys have made it.
They got it.
Yeah, Kenzel and Eddie McGonigal. I remember the first time I heard
hosted.
The first time I heard Eddie McGonigal laughing in the back of the room at one of my jokes during the mic, like, ha ha! I was like, I've made it in comedy. I'm done. Dude, I've hit the top.
So like,
you know Jagaboo.
No.
Josh Jagaboo?
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, my, yeah.
He was a half Puerto Rican, half Polish guy who would wear a lapel mic, film his sets, and say the N-word not every set without missing.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I hope he's good. I haven't seen him in a long time.
There were so many. There was like the Coke Nail guy. There was just like, there was a lady who would just come and like chew
with the
gum.
radio?
She would chew gum and just be like, well, and she would just get all like, and nobody knew what she was really saying, but it was like all.
It has to be the same lady, because by the time I got there, she would bring a fucking a boombox out.
Yes.
For the last minute and a half.
Yes.
And you had to sit.
And she would kind of sing along with it, but she would just sort of sway back and forth. Like she was my favorite lady. Yeah.
Damn, I forgot that's a place.
It's funny to hear like the pioneers of the Philadelphia comedy scene, like dudes that have been doing it for fucking 20 years. Yeah. And that's always my favorite thing, because I'm not a comedian.
Pickle Man.
The Pickle Man, the Pickle Man. I hate that guy.
Dude,
but I'm not a comedian at all, right? I just sit here and talk shit about whatever. But it is my favorite part is making comedians laugh. Like that's what gets me. Like,
dude, he's funnier than
like when I get like him or Tim or Mike like dying, like that is the one that I'm like, oh, all right, you know what I mean? That's my favorite.
Rainey's always like, oh, Tubbs is like the funniest dude ever.
He's the funniest guy.
Yeah. By the way, I finally settled into my career and like where there's like some people like I hear about you and like there's another guy. Do you know like Jose Pistola's down in the city? Pistolas. My buddy Casey. He was bartending the first night I ever did comedy. Casey's one of the owners, and this guy Joe Gunn is the other owner. He's literally the funniest person. Like it used to anger me because I was like, I'm the comedian, and I'm like, no, he's just way funnier than any of us will ever be.
That's our whole premise and shit is the job sites are the funniest place in the world. Like comedians. 50% of them are gay as shit, right?
50,
just fucking, I mean, gay as shit, fucking whiny babies. Yeah. But dudes on job, like 50% of comedians wouldn't last in a framed out house in the winter.
Oh, God,
they would just cry. No. They would get hammered.
Because it's a different thing. And it's like, the one thing I've also, like, as a comedian, it's like somebody, one of my comedian friends recently was just like, they were at their day job and they told somebody, like, they found out they're a comedian, like, oh, I didn't know you're a comedian. You're not funny. And it's like, well, it's also not our job to be funny at our day job or like on the like you guys are doing, and like that's and like what we're supposed to do is be quiet during those times and listen and like think of all the funny things to say on stage. And like I'm not saying you shouldn't be funny, but like
dude, everybody at my work, they're like, you're not funny.
Right. Exactly.
Like I'm only funny if I'm being mean to somebody.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm not a comedian, and everybody's like, yo, you're hilarious at work. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's funny.
It's like the same thing as like I got like my cousin Mikey. It's like the same thing as a guy who's like, I'm a bar fight guy. I'll fucking beat like my cousin Mikey. If I had to make one phone call, be like, yo, I gotta fucking fight this guy. He's my first phone call every fucking time. I brought him to an MMA gym back in the day, and he couldn't handle. Like Danny, you know what I'm talking about? Like he would come into a jiu-jitsu gym and he would go to like grapple with a guy who looked like a fucking nerd, dude. Like,
it worked.
I'm like, bro, he's gonna manhandle you.
Yeah.
Dude's at hearts.
And he couldn't, it never came back. It's the same thing.
Dude's at hearts like Chris Goonan and shit, bro. That fucking dude is like he's like a fucking CPA, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
When Sean Brady just won 2 weeks ago, nothing made me happier to see Sean Brady winning because I used to kickbox, right? And he used to come into my gym for open mats. And he was getting ready for a fight. They're like, dude, he needs like a tall guy, like a body type to get ready for. And then he was like, yo, stay around for the grappling. I was like, yeah, sure. And 4 minutes in, it was an hour-and-a-half class. And I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, it felt like a chimpanzee. I'm like, you could fuck me.
Yeah.
If realistically, I'm not joking, you could fuck me.
But that's the worst part.
And he's 5'9", built like a fucking, he looks like a Dorito.
Yeah.
It's just a Dorito.
I like how open mats. It's like open mic. Like that's the funniest thing. It's just like a dude choking somebody out and just be like, what's else going on?
Open mats were just like every gym in the area. You're welcome to come in if you have a good relationship with the gym and everybody's cool.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But you knew he was a problem. Like you saw Pat Sabatini last night? Pat Sabatini, if you saw him walking down the street, you're like, he's in shape, but he's like a sweet looking guy.
Yeah.
Would fucking take your arm off.
Yeah.
Take it home.
That's the biggest problem too with even with this podcast and shit and all that stuff. You meet some of these people and they like, and you guys probably get all the time being comedians. You meet them like in the world and they're like, be funny, like now.
Yeah.
Like why are you, dude? I told you in Bridesburg, dog. I don't want to be famous no more. We had one.
Poe, right?
Yeah,
of course.
We had one clip. Probably 15,000 shares or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden people on there like gun control and fucking people like all these sad sacks of shit.
Dude, because Danny, I'm sitting at home and it got to 5,000 likes and I'm like, dude, I know Tubbs is into his work fan. Like, god damn it.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes later I get a text like, JB Dawson's better have my table ready today. And then 2 hours later he's like, yo, fuck this. Because we're in the comments like, fuck you pussy, run up.
And they're all just like fucking like oh, you don't know how depression works. Like, bros, chill out. We are just bullshitting, smoking weed at 10 a.m. and fucking drinking beer with my boys, dude.
I think I don't know how that works because like once you get one negative comment, then you know they're coming.
Oh my god!
And some guy was like, maybe because your helper will never be able to afford a house. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck if he ever does. How about that? Yeah, fuck you. I hope you die.
And then I don't care. They hit us like, oh, these two losers. What are you, day laborers? Like, dog, Google me, bro.
Yeah.
Google me. I got a whole wall full of plumbing awards and accolades.
I just got taken to a dinner by a billionaire, bitch.
Yeah. I was only fucking, the PHEC's Rising Star Contractor of the Year, Philly Magazine, fucking Plumber of the fucking Year. Suck my cock.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how fucking cocky you gotta be? He's wearing another guy's company. That's how fucking strong he is.
Just to like, it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, young boy Rocco. Shout out Rocco. I love this kid. He was the first one I trained. He's my boy's little brother. And
it's not Tim. He's not like
this is young
Adam
boy
Rocco. Tim Rocco. No.
So he's my boy's little brother. I remember like his 5th birthday party and shit. And he was the first guy. He went to HVAC school, came and worked with us, and we trained him. And then he was like, yo, I'm opening the business. And we're like, yo, you shouldn't. You're not ready. But he was like, I'm doing it anyway. Yeah. And then he went out. And
you told me about this, dude.
Dude, it makes me so proud. I mean, he actually came back to help us out. So he's back working with us a little bit, but he's still doing his own thing. I tell my students in school, I tell this kid, I tell everybody, you don't know how happy it would make me to see 30 trucks with your name on it. Yeah. Like, I don't give a...
dude, the money's out there.
Yeah, like, I don't give a fuck what you do, bro. And I say the same shit to my guys. They would never, but it's like, if you think you can do this, by all means, I'll help you do it.
Yeah.
If you think you can treat my customers better than me, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do
Dude,
it.
imagine this fucking Hebe coming in your house.
Yeah, and I'm all smiles, baby. They love,
dude, full of shit.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, dog, I might go to your grandma's house to fix a toilet, and next time you go there might be a picture of me on the way up the steps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a
He's
frame
the most
picture.
lovable guy.
Of course. Yeah.
He came over, dude, I'm fucking hungover as shit. The baby's screaming at Zoe, and he comes in the back door. He's like, you should pump out another one. And Zoe can't, like, she'll be a fucking bitch to people, and she's like, I love that guy.
Yeah, because I want everybody to, like, have more kids, more money, fucking more success. Like,
more life.
Yeah.
More life, people.
More life. Yo, my one boy, KCS, bro, my boy Keith, he's fucking, every time it's somebody's birthday, he's like, more life, young boy. I love that dude.
All right, what happens if you're in the middle of a job and it's just something's totally fucked with it, right? And you're just like the whole sink's pulled apart or whatever. Like, what is that moment for you? Like, where you have to be like,
sometimes I'll go outside and be like, walk away.
Is it ever something that's like I got to call in some big guns, or it's
we are the big guns, though.
You are the big guns, obviously. But like
we get the calls from the people that are like, yo, what do I do, right?
Like, because that's my nightmare. Because like I'm not good. Like I can carry shit, I can move shit, I can break shit, but I like putting shit together. It's
but that's important to know that. Like, I have no problem, like, because I watch a guy that can type a paragraph and write an email. I'm like, I can't do that.
Right.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I fixed the guy's. There's a guy that lives in Rittenhouse Square who reattached the guy's arm after a fucking car accident, like from his forearm, made his hand works.
Yeah.
And then he has a pool in his backyard, and he tried to fix the landscape lighting. And I worked at their house a bunch, right? So they called me, and then he tried to fix their landscape lighting around the pool. I forget if they either cut something or whatever the fuck happened. And I came, and he tried to fix it, and I'm like, he's like standing over me while I'm fixing it. And he's like, I think this. I'm like, yo, you called me, right? And I was like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, if I needed my hand reattached, you're the guy.
Yeah.
You want your pool lights working? Call me.
So
you know what I mean?
There's a couple different kinds of plumbers, and I say this shit all the time, right?
Yeah.
Some guys see pipes, and some guys see a system.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I see a system. Like, when I walk down the street, at a quarter bubble, dog. I'm always pissed out, right? So it's like, but some guys I see how, like, things work and directional flow arrows and shit, right?
Yeah.
So what makes you good, what makes you the man, what makes you, a top-notch plumber is knowing 5 ways to fix the sink that's in a million pieces.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get myself out of this jam somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I'll get this motherfucker working. And then if I need to come back and we need to do something major, that's fine. But I'll find my way out of the situation because I know 4 or 5 ways to get out of the situation. Some dudes are just like, I'm fucking fucked.
Well, dude,
I'm fucking fucked. And
that's still gotta be a rush, though,
they start
right?
throwing tools and shit like that.
Do you still get a rush doing that every time? Like, you're just like, I just did. Like, because like literally, I fixed my vacuum cleaner the other day, and I was like, I want to fight a teen right now. Like, I was so pumped. Like, I was so excited.
Dude, I want to
fight 2-3 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done entire streets. Like,
see
whole street.
You can drive down the street and be like, that everything. I just did everything right there.
Like, from the sewer and the water main in the street, every single thing that happened on 1600 fucking Edison Street or whatever it is. 1400 South Bouvier, 1400 Colorado. All those fucking starburst colored houses. Like, I did them all. Like, I've done like 75 homes.
You look like you're in fucking Venice Beach.
Dude, and I'll stand there with my arms on my fucking hips and just stare, bro.
Pants down.
I get so
right in the middle
fucking,
of the street.
Dude,
It's the same feeling as like whenever people call you out and there's a fuck up, and I'm like, it's Pico's. It's on Pico's side.
Yeah.
Because them guys always want to come be like, this dude, because I look like me. They're like, this fucking wigger knows.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guarantee you lost a neutral. They're like, no. And then they do it. I'm like, yeah.
I always look like just a plumber, right? I never look like I own shit. So it's funny. I'm in people's houses doing work still. I still am in a truck. I'm out there. And people always tell me how nice of a guy I am, and they don't even know it's me. It's hilarious. People will be like, yo, the Mr. Tubbs is such a cool guy.
You
He's
sent a
so
fat
sweet.
retard out here.
Yeah, and I'm always just like, yeah, man, he's all right. You know what I mean? Like, I always say, like, I could use more vacation time. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Nothing about Pontius Pilate, but plum.
But
you're your own undercover.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
People are like, oh shit, you're the owner?
Yeah.
Or I love when people are like, the Mr. Tubbs? And I'm like, the Mr. Tubbs.
Dude,
dog.
Zoe was so mad last night because I had my joke book. I got home from Punchline, or no, it was this morning. My joke book was out, and the baby was like taking the pen I had in it and was like scribbling. And so I was like, "Don't give her that." I'm like, "You bite your tongue." I was like, "Read that." It was the Tupperoni management, so I was like, "You motherfucker, you're killing me,
dude." And it's like, again, it's you own a business, or if you even if you're just a top plumber at a company, like. I had people to call, and I still have guys I can call, and I still every once in a while run in that situation. But you end up one day, you're like, oh shit, I'm the guy to call. Like I remember Rocco, young bull, couldn't get a garbage disposal. He couldn't get the ring on, and he couldn't get the seat. Yeah. And he's like fucking struggling with it.
Silver with the fucking
the little clamp and everything. But he's like struggling with it. And this was years ago, and I was like, yo, watch out. And I got it in 2 seconds. And I was like, oh shit, I'm the guy now.
Yeah.
Like I'm the guy that I'm the
guy who knocks.
Yeah, I've had moments like that where I'm like, oh shit, like I really am the guy.
That's gotta be the greatest like feel like cause it's just
Cause there's only one dude, like at my work, the guy who trained me, that's the big Harry. Shout out Harry. He looks like Cartman from South Park. Dude, I don't know if I feel like he was beamed down from another planet to be an electrician. He just knows. There's just guys who got taught when, he's probably like 50 something. That shit's lost. Yeah. There's only a couple guys who still have that.
Can you do any plumbing? Can you do any electric?
Yeah, I can do plumbing. I can plumbing.
I can put a switch in.
Okay, yeah.
I can fucking, like when
you're about to fucking learn how to do an offset in a minute.
When you do a boiler, when you do a water heater, that's like the extent. But I don't open the
I can hook up a sink. I can put a trap in, but not like I can't do an actual trap. I can do like the twist bullshit at Home Depot.
Yeah. But it's, and I love, I truly, am in fucking love with it. Like I say, I was born for clean water and drainage. I have a gold plunger. I have plunger tattoos. Like my house, my office, there's plungers and shit everywhere. It's all I talk about. You know what I mean? I love it.
But it's that thing too where you see the system. You're not seeing a pipe. You're seeing the full.
My wife always says oh, how long did it take for him to tell you he's a plumber? If we meet somebody new, she's like, he's a plumber yet? Because it doesn't take me long. And everybody you ever met took a shit today, dog.
Yeah.
So everybody's got a toilet.
My daughter took two. I took two.
Yeah. So I make sure that everybody knows. Yeah. I make sure that everybody knows I'm a plumber, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
You know what I mean?
Dude, the night my girl met him, and she's like, you guys are so fucking gay together.
Yeah.
Like gay, because I met him through fucking dad meet, and then we met and we were just like, you sniff each other's ass for a second, like, do you actually know what you're doing? And we're like, yeah, it's over, it's a wrap.
But yeah, we're now I'm done school. I teach from September to April at night.
What do you teach?
Plumbing at night. Yeah,
like where? At
Bucks County Technical High School.
I wish you said accounting.
Yeah, I teach ballet, dog. But yeah, so
okay. How long have you been doing that?
Like 4 years.
You like it?
Yeah, dude. I leave. Some nights I leave bricked up, with the hardest bird ever.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I really impacted somebody and made somebody think different.
Yeah. It is the best.
I teach the second year of a 4-year program, and my goal in the second year is I want everybody in their minds to start to decide in the second year, are you a business owner or do you want to be a plumber or do you want to be a business owner?
Yeah.
So I talk a ton about business. I bring in my own personal profit and loss statements and shit like that. I go through business a lot. I go through the curriculum that I have, but I veer off into a lot of real life shit. And I let them know the trials and tribulations of running a business. And I'll tell you what's hilarious. So I thanked all my kids the other day on a text, and here, you guys will like this one. So some of these kids are really funny.
He was hurting in the beginning. You brought up plumbing. Look at him.
Yeah. Now
see, he's just boom up.
He's getting extra curls, not Jew hair, dude.
Yeah.
The Jew hairs on the back of my neck stand up sometimes, dude. But what did this dude say?
You want offset? I only got 2 pieces. I'm gonna show you a box offset. I'll show you a 90.
So this is just some of the shit that my kid said to me, which really made me feel good. I said, seriously, appreciate you fellas, blah, blah, blah. I wish you all the same success I had in the industry. Good luck in your 3rd year. If anybody ever needs anything from me. He said, you made this year very enjoyable, Tubbs. I may have even learned something. Thanks, Tubbs. Appreciate you. Thanks, Tubbs. Greatly appreciated, Tubbs. First owner I've met who's all about doing it right, blah, blah, blah. Yes, and gave us insight into actually what it takes to running a business. Most important,
he's just jerking himself off.
So hold on, so this is the best one. Most importantly, we learned that it's still okay to call things gay when they are gay. So that was my favorite one, bro.
You totally redeemed yourself.
Yeah. That was my favorite one.
Dude, it is true because I don't know. I'm always every apprentice I get, I'm like, dude. after 6 months, there's been like I have the record in my company for making guys quit, and I'm not saying it like making them quit being a dick. I've just been flat out like, dude, you're never gonna get this.
Yeah, and people need to know that too. Like, because
I've straight up been like, dude, you don't have the mind that can. Me and him talking about it all the time. If you can't look inside of a wall and picture how it's like with plumbing, it's the same thing with electric. Like anybody can come in and rough in an open house.
Yeah.
Like brand new construction. That's fucking cake.
Yeah.
Can you go fix shit? Like fucking remodel shit. That's where you're actually smart.
Yeah, like you don't have to own a business.
Oh, dude, yeah, Drew, I got half inch. You want me to come in and burn 3/4, 1 inch fucking EMT, dude?
you don't have to own a business. And that's what I really push. Today in the industry, like more $100,000 a year jobs exist than ever because I always say, fuck Mike Rowe. He blew the spot up. Nobody knew plumbers were getting rich till Mike Rowe opened his gay fucking mouth.
He really did.
Yeah.
But now these companies, these big uniform companies are getting bought out by private equity and all this big shit. But they're paying because there's such a shortage. So like, I know a lot of guys that are like 30, like 30, 35 years old that make 125, 150K a year working for somebody else.
Oh, that's why I haven't fucking opened my own shit.
I know an HVAC dude who made $260,000, bro.
Yeah.
Working for somebody else. You used to have to own a business to do that.
Yeah.
But now you don't. So it's like we always push it like, yo, it's okay today to not own a business. Marry a nurse, marry a bartender, marry a bitch with a job, right?
Yeah.
And then
that's what I'm doing. And then she met your fucking gay ass and she's like, when can I run your office?
Yo, I try to convince him all the time. I'm like, yo, just open up.
I know.
Yeah.
Open up. But he has such a sweet gig.
If you got a sweet gig,
that's my dude. I've been working for the guys I work for. They're fucking two brothers from Mayfair.
Yeah,
I've been down with them for 15, 16 years. They let me do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I need to go. I'm going to Skankfest. They're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
see, that's
Dude, my new apprentice, I called him a faggot, and he was like, you can't talk to me like that. I'm like, call my boss.
Yeah.
Like, give me a raise.
I worked for a guy who was, I worked for a dude, went to another company, went back with the original guy. And then he was like, yo, I'm fucking moving to Florida. I'm retiring. He was like, collect unemployment the rest of your life. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then boom, my wife got bit by a dog when she was a kid. And they sued the neighbor because that's what Kenzos do. They sue their neighbors and shit.
Yeah.
So my wife got like 5 G's on like her like 23rd birthday. And she handed
That's so funny. Yo, seed money.
Yo, she handed it right to me. I was like, yo, go buy a van. We're never working for nobody again. And
did you
2 days ago was 11 years.
I was about to say, you're like, my wife got bit by a dog in high school and she gave me that seed money. You're like, wait.
Yeah. Connect those dots.
But yeah, it's it was 11 years.
I'm gonna piss off my neighbor's dog now. Yeah, just like yeah.
Dude, I'd love to get. You ever get bit by a dog?
She still got like.
Oh, she got face and all.
Yeah, she's fucked up. Like,
healed up though.
You can still see it, but that bitch is still beautiful. I love that fucking woman.
See?
Have you ever seen his wife? Yeah. Beautiful lady.
No, never
seen
that.
Tittied the fuck out. Just fucking jugged up.
Me and him always say if
is she a nurse?
If we made a centaur out of
my wife don't do shit. My wife's a fucking Kenzo, bro.
Yeah.
So we own a cleaning company that she kind of cleans houses sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
But she doesn't by herself and shit. But she don't. The problem with Tiffany, she don't listen, bro. I tell her all the time, like, dude, we would have 15 Esmeraldas.
Tiff, don't let him talk to you like that. If you're listening,
we would have 15.
Don't let him talk to you like that.
15 Esmeraldas working for us by now if you just did what I fucking told you to do. But she always tells me, she's like, yo, you own Mr. Tubbs Plumbing, I own Mrs. Tubbs Cleaning. Leave me the fuck alone. And then I just leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah.
But she works like 30 hours a week in the office with us.
Yeah.
And then she'll clean houses in the summer. At the end of every month, she'll get some turnovers. But we've just been in business together. Like, we started together. We did everything together.
That's great.
Yeah, built the whole thing together. So, and it's crazy. We never had $1,000.
Yeah.
And now it's like I got a fucking $14,000 watch. You know what I mean? It's like we've really climbed the mountain. Like,
now you're fucking me. I had a rich bitch. I thought I had a sugar mama, and then she's like, "Let me run a construction business." I'm like, "Bitch."
Yeah. Well,
I was hoping I could stay at home eventually.
Yeah. I mean,
Zoe was like a power woman in the East Village. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lady I can bang when I come to New York, and then next thing you know, you got a baby, and then fucking Jew friend, my first Jew friend, ruined my life.
And look at me.
Look at me now.
Trying to get him to get in the fucking business, dude. It just. It's not great. It's not always great, and it takes a while it takes a while to get there.
Oh, sure.
Like get over the hump. But it's true. Like nothing is fucking better than like being your own fucking boss, being your own fucking guy.
See that? Yeah.
Like you just.
If my company wasn't my way, I'm basically M. I don't have to deal with nothing. They let me do what the fuck I want. I see my bosses once every month.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they leave you alone because you know what the fuck you're doing. You're a capable person.
Yeah.
You know, the hardest part is customers and employees. My employees rule. Everybody who works for me, I've known for years. They're all awesome. But customers are my biggest problem because, like I said, there's just so many fucking nerds that move to Philadelphia that know it all.
Right.
They suck. I'd rather be in North Philly or West Philly every day working in the hood.
Just do your thing.
Yeah, the hood is it. I love working in the hood. I love working in the ghetto. I'd rather
they don't want you to fix shit till they have the money for it, and they want you to fix it.
Yeah. I'd rather fend off the fleas and the bed bugs than work in these $1 million houses for these jerk offs.
What do you do every day?
I don't even know what I do. A bunch of different things. Like so I used to be a teacher. I taught when I first started.
Were you like an English teacher?
4th grade. So like elementary. I was like, yeah. And I don't even like kids. But I did that for like 15 years. Yeah. And then, so I did that. And then I got my first writing job. So I was like, I write for like TV shows. I did that for a while. And then till the pandemic. And then like, I write for one of the radio stations in town. I teach the stand-up class at
You
Helium.
seem like you're a very like, I mean that in a complimentary way. I see guys like him do stand up. I'm like, I fucking stink.
No, are you kidding me? Stop.
No, but you're like not like that. But you know what I mean. You
I can write jokes. Like I write jokes. Like that's why I was good. But like, so I've been teaching a stand up class now for a while, and I just like love talking shop, and it's fun. And like I get those comments too. People like, oh my god, you like this was so much fun, and like whatever. Do you feel like you've become a better plumber from teaching the class? Like I feel like I've like, because it like slows it down and you're going back to the beginning, so you're like, oh, that's how you write a joke. That's right, you do that. And I feel like I've just become a better comedian like from teaching the class.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And it's also when it's an adult apprentice program. Like I start this shit off like, yo, we're peers, dog. Like, we all made an obligation to be here. It sucks for me like it sucks for you.
Well,
but I'm not. You don't work for me. I'm not your boss. Like we're peers. We're adults.
You're gonna
Everybody
get out of this. What I give you is what you know what I mean.
You get out of what you want. You know what I mean. You take as much or as little as you want. Like there's 2 kids in every class that don't give a fuck. Every class I've taught, 2 kids don't care.
And it's like you're gonna learn nothing, but like that.
You're
and
a
that's
grown
fine.
man. Be a loser.
Yeah. But from the students I've had, I've learned a ton of shit like from them, especially because I teach in Bucks County, but I'm a Philly plumber.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about Bucks County shit and stuff. I mean, it's code stuff and all, but I get a lot of insight from these dudes. And every class you got like a dude who spent 10 years in rehab or something who's always the man.
He's been around the block.
He's always the man. He's always like, we got one dude who's graduating this year is like 50.
His name's like Cheese.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And the dude who's like 50, he's like, yo, I did heroin for 20 years. You know what I mean? And now he's 50. He's graduating his 4th year of apprentice.
But them dudes hustle.
Yeah. And he's the man. You know, I had my guy Doug in my year. Doug might not know, but on Thursday, if he is listening, he'll be the student of the year, dude. He's who I picked.
Shout out Doug, dude.
So I'm letting the cat out the bag for listening,
dude.
Doug.
You just reminded. I should have my boy Doug Rosnick on here.
Yeah, dude. That's
you want to talk retard? Come on,
dude. You know who this Doug looks like, and we make fun of him all the time. Did you ever see the internet clip where there's this dude getting out of this like beat up pickup truck, and a guy walks up, he's like, and then I strike.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like the guy getting out of the car. He's like the world's greatest papa. You know what I mean? You ever see that? Yo, he looks just like that dude. We're always like, yo, that's Doug, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the man. He did some time in jail and shit. And
shout out, Doug, dude.
got his, and he's a great plumber, and he teaches me a lot of shit because he's a beast. You know,
Doug's a good name.
Yeah,
too. Are you guys talking about the Doug I've had? I've had him on the podcast before, dude. I played high school football with him, and he was like a year older than me. Freak athlete, like just a fucking animal. And then he went and played pro football in Italy, in Rome.
No way,
dude, and just smoked cigs and fucked models for like. He's in the Hall of Fame in like Italian American football. Yeah.
What's up?
And then dude did that for years, and then came home and got a job. He's like up in New York, like fucking killing shit. So funny.
Great.
That's
you gotta have his big ass in here.
I got that like.
But he's one of them, you know, I don't know. All my friends are so fucking dumb, and he has like an actual like tech job. And I'm like, how did you fucking...
how did this happen?
So over there eating Yoki and smoking Newports.
I got that hangover. Like I gotta let this nut go, dude. I told Tiffy I'm taking that pussy for a walk when I go home.
Dude, last week, Danny, dude, how brain dead was I last week? Yeah. I put a beat down on Zoe. When I got home, she eventually was like, leave me alone. Because, dude, last week we did that show, and then you weren't here, and I had Brendan Donegan and Matt Peoples, and I was just mean to them for 2 hours. And then I was like, you're fat, you're gay.
I missed it. I didn't even watch last week. Usually I tune in.
This podcast is all about every other week one of us is dying.
It's just, and that's the drama, man. That's what I love about it. Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, this is like a slow one. We're definitely kind of fucking quiet. But
I think we're having a good time.
But normally we're in here like. fucking
No, it's because you.
Shit.
You ruin the energy.
I know.
Apologize to Chip.
I'm sorry, Chip.
I'll consider accepting
I got a lot going on.
I'll consider it, buddy. You got that Belize energy now,
I got a lot going on, dude.
Yeah, you got that Belize stuff.
You got a business.
Have you been down there before?
No. So, dude, we got a private villa, private chef. I got everything.
Oh,
Belize is.
I got two golf carts and shit like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it McAfee? McAfee got murdered in Belize, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that McAfee?
No.
Was that him?
McAfee?
John McAfee.
John McAfee. Okay.
Yeah.
We got we're at the Placienza Village. So it's like this little village, and I've just been listening to Shine all week, the rapper, because he's fucking from Belize, dude.
I love Shine. Remember Shine? Remember Shine?
Yeah, he's like a Belizean politician or something.
That was the first one that fucking Diddy let him take that charge. He popped off that gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that's what I like. 3 white guys talking about rap.
I don't even. Yeah.
We landed in Belize City.
Base? Yeah. Pop goes the weasel. No, dude, you have a private. You're gonna have a private chef.
Yeah.
I want to I can't even afford. Yeah, I can't even afford. I want to just instead of going on vacation, I just want to hire a private chef for the week. That would be my vacation. Just stay in my house in South Philly and just be like, can you make me some chocolate chip pancakes?
It's not as much as you think. I mean, I'm sure it's cheaper in Belize. I'm sure it costs more up here.
Yeah.
But you can hire. There's tons of chefs for hire and shit like that. Especially in Philadelphia, you can hire people.
Stay home. Be like, can I get an omelet? Yeah.
And they'll go. You give them a list. This is what we're doing. We're giving this. They have these lists of meals that they send you.
Right.
And then the guy goes food shopping for you, or the guy or the woman, whoever it is. I hope she's some fat butted Belizean lady. But you give them the money. They go food shopping. And then it's real loose. It's like, yo, we're gonna go out today. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But you basically, it wasn't that expensive. It was like $1,100 for the service for the week,
for food.
And then you pay for the groceries.
Yeah.
So you pay for the groceries, and for $1,100.
$1,100 plus groceries. I mean, you're gonna pay for that, and you go out to nice restaurants.
Yeah. You get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they do a fucking hors d'oeuvre or something like that. But one day we're going on a howler monkey fucking cruise. So we're cruising the fucking, some.
Go see monkeys on boats.
Yeah, and then we're going to we got a sunset manatee thing. So those days we're like, yo, we don't need the fucking we don't need you to cook nothing for us. But it'll just be nice to wake up to breakfast every day and shit like that.
Yeah.
And we're going with it's me and another family.
Okay.
So 2 families of 4. So it'll just be nice. And my kids are at the age, they're cool as fuck. And not long from now, they're not going to want to hang out with me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do as much shit in this span of 13 and 10.
Yeah.
My daughter will turn 10 in Belize and shit.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm trying to do as much with them over the next 5 or 6 years, because then it's like they ain't going to want to fucking hang out.
Get that chef to make her birthday cake.
Dude, you say that.
Yeah, so she was like, do you think they'll make me a birthday cake? I said, dog, it's Belize. For $100, they'll fucking probably do anything. You know what I mean?
What do you say? I can't remember. Oh, Matt Peoples got rocks. What do you say? My babe. Yo, wait. So you said you would love to hire a private chef. That's such a sick idea.
Just to stay home.
It's not as,
I like
not
that.
as much as
I don't have a big budget. I'm not gonna
It can't be that much.
Just to hire a chef for the week and just be like,
My boys. I bet you my Aunt Kiki. I wonder how much.
My boy's a chef.
You gave her a bottle of fucking liquor, she'll come and throw down in your shit.
Just let it sit on the
best Italian shit you've ever had.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Her shrimp scampi is fuego, brother.
My boy's a chef.
You're gonna hear her yapping on the fucking phone in the kitchen.
My boys had the blue ducks and shit like that. So I know, I know that dude. And
we told
for our rehearsal dinner for our wedding, he came into the house and privately cooked for us and shit.
That's great.
Yeah, and it was awesome too. Tiffany still tries to mimic. It was pumpkin fucking Alfredo.
Pumpkin Alfredo.
Yo, it was bad. It sounds
those should never be together.
It was bang.
I'm anti-pumpkin.
Yo, it was bang.
It
was such a hint.
Great.
It was such a hint.
I
of
just
pumpkin.
said that, but when Starbucks does the foam, brother, my bitch brought me.
Feeling that? Yeah.
My bitch brought me the foam home. I'll just suck the foam off the top and then pause. But then I'm done with the coffee.
And then you're done. Yeah.
But I like a sweet treat like that. It's just enough.
Yeah.
I can't do a huge. Are you a pastry man?
Yeah, I can down.
Dude, I can't do sweets like that. Like the foam from a Starbucks coffee is enough. And then I'm done for 2 weeks, and then I'll crave it again.
I can do that because I love to drink, but I can go weeks without touching anything. Don't even care.
Booze?
But yeah, booze. But if I'm just thinking about Dunkin' Donuts, man.
Really?
I
hate
throw them back.
I'm anti-Dunkin'.
Yo, the dudes at work, man, they get fucking extra, whatever. The one guy didn't come in one day. They were like, yo, we got the extra coffee.
Like the sauces,
oh my god!
I can't take no.
I
just coffee.
I drink black coffee. I drink fucking.
I gotta put cream cream in it, or my stomach gets all because I'm dumb. But like but yeah, like no sugar, none of that cream stuff.
I don't get none of them like mocha chocolate shit.
I
hate all that shit.
Diner coffee. Diner coffee's the best. Like
Diner
just
coffee
boom,
is
couple of cream and you just boom.
The best coffee you can get is Sunoco in the hood.
Yeah,
because they have heroin addicts.
Yeah,
so that shit is it's prison coffee.
Yeah,
it's Black Lightning, dude.
I always laugh. The best meatball sandwich I ever had was out of Sunoco.
I can see math. I look like fucking Albert Einstein when I say, you know what I mean? What's that shit? The Hangover when fucking I was gonna say Zac Efron. What's that retard's name? The fat guy.
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. But no, you get a good diner coffee. Like that's all you need. Like I don't Starbucks I can't do. Like,
I get a cappuccino from Starbucks. Like I get the small cappuccino. Yeah. Just a couple shots or whatever.
Zoe was like,
we got these these Turkish places in my neighborhood.
Turks got banging coffee.
With like the espressos and just like you come in and like I'm just amped for 3 days. Every
time I go to my boy's house, my boy's fucking fresh off the boat from Italy. He's like, I know you want one, bro. Because I work with that little ass.
You said Italians. I work with a lot of Albanians.
Yeah,
and they're just
there's an Albanian place.
They're Russian Italians. They're just Russian wops. It's the same thing. And their coffee is like I would do a bump. Same fucking thing.
They're like playing poker with like tarot cards for like 4 days straight. Like, I have no idea what's going on. But
there's just one dude.
I don't know what kind of voodoo is happening here. But
this one dude works for a company I know, and it's like a handyman service. And we had him come to the house to do a bunch of shit. And I call him infantry because his tattoo says infantry on his arm, right? He's just like, well, I jumped out of 600 planes, dude. You know, whatever. But he's a real nice guy.
I would have just tattooed. That's what I would have tattooed.
Sorry, I keep. That's actually very sick.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
I keep having to check my phone because my sister's watching my baby.
Why is that? Why is that cool? And it's like because I jumped out of 600 planes, motherfucker.
We is tight.
But he was like, dude, I don't know. I like strong coffee, and my bitch made him coffee. He was like, damn, because Tiffany uses Bustelo only, like Cafe Bustelo.
Bustelo will make
and she fills the whole joint up.
Made me bust a little boy.
Dude, that's why she got the Tiffany's blood pressure's through the fucking roof.
What was the dad joke you hit earlier? What did he say? He said Joey Merlino, racketeering. What did you say?
Racketeering, actually clean some drains and pipes.
Yeah. Dude, what about before we end this first hour, I hit a hard dad joke on stage last night. It was Friday night.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking, because, dude, you know Punchline. Like, their audiences are, like, brutal. I started doing crowd work, and there's a guy in a pink, we're at a Luis Gomez show, and there's a guy in a pink golf shirt. So I'm like, hey, you didn't know you were coming to, right? I'm like, how was your day? He's like, bad. I was like, what are you, an accountant? He's like, no, I'm a finance guy. And he's like, yeah, I'm having a bad day. The market crashed. I was like, what happened? DUI? And he was just like... I was like, dude, I want to kill myself. Where Naeem's backstage like, Well, we hit an hour, dude. You down to hang out for the Patreon?
Let's do it, man.
Okay.
I gotta learn something.
Promote? What do you got?
Just at Chip Chantry on everything. I got a
Chip is fucking hilarious, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Stand-up special, Move Closer on YouTube that I put out at Helium
That's
last year.
That's a very horny title.
Move Closer, baby. Yeah. It's about the Action News theme song. Move closer to your world, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You had a huge, like, Jim Gardner joke go, yeah.
Yeah. It's because I love it's my favorite song in the world.
I remember being upset because I didn't understand it because I'm like, I never watched the news.
Yeah.
Ever.
Jim Gardner.
I need to learn more.
Dude,
he was the stashed up guy.
Stashed up dude. He's the dude who Adam McKay, like, partially based Ron Burgundy off of him, like, for Anchorman. Like,
makes sense.
Him. I became friends. I'm friendly with Deuces Rogers from Action News, the sports report, and he invited us like right before the pandemic. He invited my wife and I to come see a Action News broadcast, and this is like royalty. Like it's been in my house since I was a baby.
There goes that newsman again.
Exactly, and it was like so literally.
Mama, there goes that man again.
Deuces like let us just sit in the studio, and it's like literally just like him, Jim Gardner, Cecily Tynan, like a sound guy, a camera guy, and us. And we're just sitting in the dark, and we got to meet Jim Gardner afterwards. Cool. And he was Jim Gardner was the best dude. And I've met we meet famous comedians. Cool. I met famous actors, musicians. I'm cool. I couldn't speak when I met Jim Gardner. Really? I was so starstruck.
I'm a Philly boy like that too. I would be. So what's funny is a friend of mine works for his wife works for Channel 6. And he said he's been to parties at Jim Garner's house and shit. Like, he throws parties. And they said all he does is make fun of Vernon Odom the whole time. Yeah, he was like, yo, all he does is burn Vernon Odom, bro.
She lives in Rittenhouse.
Yeah. I did a house like
she lives like 3 doors down from where I'm at right now.
Yeah, no, he was the man. There's only 2 times I've ever been really starstruck. Like, and again, like we've met like big people. It's like whatever. It's Jim Gardner, and actually just like 2 weeks ago, I was in Indianapolis for a show. And I was in the hotel bar, and either like everybody's gonna be like blown away by this, or you have no idea and it doesn't care. I met the actor who was the lead role in the movie Rad. Do you remember Rad?
Yeah.
Crew Jones.
Yeah, that's
he was just sitting at the bar, and he was like talking. I was like, "You're Crew Jones," and he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come on over, come sit with me." And I was like, "Oh, I can't believe it!" Like it was like I was so blown away by this dude.
I love thick ass Alicia Vittorelli. She's an ass and titty machine,
I thought you were gonna
boy.
say Catherine Zeta-Jones.
She's I seen her walking through the mall one day, like doing a thing, and
you started
in a
barking
dress.
at her.
I was like, "Damn, Dawn, she's fucking wagging up, boy."
Yo. We did the first hour.
Yeah,
dude.
we did.
Come inside the porta potty for the fucking Patreon. Thank you, Chip, for coming on.
Thank you for having us, guys.
Tubbs,
This
for
is great, man.
living.
Yeah.
Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/FosterCareBoy. And then, April 19th, come up to fucking Allentown. We're doing a Philly takeover. Get your bitch ass there, please. God, I love you. Peace.
Season 2 weeks.
Yeah, Dan, I think my flight gets in